Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy here at Beckley's Camping Center here in Thurmont, Maryland. Here today to show you the all-new 2021. This is the Imagine 2610 ML. Now, for those of you that maybe thought that the 22 MLE was getting to be the right floor plan for you, but it just didn't have the private bedroom, this may be the perfect coach for you. For more information on this camper or any others, please just reach out to Paul, the Air Force guy here at Beckley's. Number, my contact information right here and or down below this video. So let's get on to this camper. Now, for those of you that are new to the Imagine by Grand Design, let me go over a few pointers as far as what they offer. When you're looking at the front, you see you get the full molded fiberglass cap, not full, but it's 3/4, and then you have the rock guard protection down below here. So this is metal. You're gonna have the two 20-pound LP bottles, helping you, making it easier for you to replace the bottles and or not giving you that additional tongue weight. Now, back behind the LP, you have enough ample space for you to put 2 batteries if you wanted to do so. Now, of course, then the power tongue jack, making it nice and easy for you to get it on and off your truck and to level it front to back. Then, of course, you got a nice little light here, helping you when you need to hook up to your vehicle. Maybe it's dark out. Now, it's hard to see here in the daylight, but it does have LED light strips in the molded fiberglass cap, which makes it nice in the evening, assuming you don't have campers directly across from you. So on your off-door side, this is where you're going to be hooking up your water, sewer, and so forth. Up in the front, this is where you hook up your water. Now, what I like about their storage doors, see how thick they are? So they're insulated, and the fact that when you put them up, they are magnetically held in place. No more having to use your head, and you don't have those plastic things holding them up. Now, with the Imagine, you're going to find the largest as far as the storage capability up in the front. This is 47 cubic feet of storage. Now, it does come with your water heater, having the water heater bypass, and they do show you the instructions for normal operation as well as winterization. Now, the water heater is not in this location, but that is where they put the directions for that. However, in this area, this is where you're going to be hooking up to your water right here. Now, in the event that you're hooked up and you want to fill your freshwater tank, you do have this little lever right here. You turn that right there. Now, that'll fill, while you're connected, that'll fill your fresh water tank. Once it's filled and now you're going to be using it, and you need to use it on a water pump, you need to turn it back to city water, otherwise it will not work. Now, I know what you're asking me, Paul, but how the heck am I going to know when that tank is filled while I'm filling it there? Let me show you. That was a great question. Now, first things first, whenever you're looking at a camper, you find out if it does have a manual fill, which this one does. That means directly under this area where the manual fill is where the dump valve is going to be for your freshwater tank, as well as what we call the overflow. So that's going to be right up under here. So again, you're going to have on this one here, so you have 2 ways of filling it up. You can hook your hose up, do it there, or you have your manual fill here. The manual fill is going to be a little bit easier to know when it's filled up because the water will come running out of here, but it's also going to run out right up underneath here. Let me show you. So as you can see right here, see the white, and with the lever here, that is your dump valve. The blue valve, the blue hose coming through the floor behind it, that is your overflow for your fresh water tank. Now, let me tell you something a little bit about that as well. Now, something you need to consider if in fact you're going to be driving, pulling it with a full freshwater tank. There is no valve to close off that overflow on the freshwater tank. The manufacturer does not do that. There's some manufacturers that do, this manufacturer does not. The reason for that is plain and simple, is if in fact you were filling up using your freshwater hose connection and you had that valve closed, you would overfill the tank, you expand the tank, you break the floor. Very simple. So that's why they have it there. Now, something you need to consider is, if you're going to be pulling with it, is possibly whether or not you, as the owner of the coach, would like to put some type of a shutoff valve on that overflow. Because there is a chance that once you get to your destination, you have no water in the tank, or very little water in the tank, because it could, once it starts siphoning it out, it could siphon pretty much the whole tank out. So just a little word of the wise there. Hope that helps you. Now additionally, in this location, you have your battery disconnect. Benefit there is when you're not using it, you're able to cut it off, not draining your battery at that point. Cable connection, and or you have for satellite connection. And more importantly, they have the 110 outlet here. Now, why would that be important? If you wanted to charge your screw gun, charge that right inside here. Or if you're camping in colder weather and you had an electric water hose, you're able to plug in right there as well. And of course, you have your outside shower here, both hot and cold water. Now your hose, you might be saying, Paul, where does a hose come up through? It comes up right through here. Now, that is a highway to your camper when you have that stuff coming up through there. Recommendation is to put some brass wool around your hose to keep those critters from coming in. Now, sticking with the underbelly here, let me just kind of talk to you a little bit about what's under here. So you're going to have it enclosed, what they call enclosed and heated underbelly. I'll explain that a little bit. And on all four corners, you're going to have what they call 4 stabilizers. Now, keep in mind that stabilizers are not levelers. They're just that to stabilize the coach. You're going to notice you're going to have a nice deep 3-foot slide, but because of the size of the slide out is the fact that you're going to have, this is going to be the rack and pinion. It's not going to be your Swintech slide mechanism. Be sure, as you would on any slide out, checking the rubber seal when you put it out and make sure that it is out, flapped out, so you're not collecting water as it runs down the side of your slide out mechanism into your coach. Now, on the back corner here, this is where you're going to be dumping your tanks. Now, in this particular one, you're going to have 2 gray tank pulls as well as 1 black tank pull, but it all comes out one location right here, as you can see. So you have a gray tank valve there. That's going to be for your for either your kitchen sink or the shower and sink in the bathroom. Then you have another pull, as you can see, when the smaller, you see your smaller tubes here on either side. That is where the gray tank's coming from, and then the big one, which is coming straight, is from your black tank, and your black tank pull is over on this location. Now, just behind the black tank pull, you'll see a red and a white tube. Those are your low point drains for your RV. So when your manual talks about your low point drains, that is where they're located, right back here in this corner. Now, the nice thing what they do for you here is the fact that they're giving you a light. I know you're never going to show up late or in the dark to a campground, but just in case you do have that light so you can at least see what you're going to do. Next, right above the light there, I know it's not labeled, but this is your black tank rinse. By the way, I'll place a video down below showing you how to properly use that when you're dumping your black tank. Right next to it, as you can see, this is going to be your water heater and then your furnace. So that's going to be up underneath the kitchen sink, limiting your space there, but wait till you see how much storage you have inside anyway. Now, on the back side of your coach, you're going to notice up in the middle there, it is already wired and framed for the rear observation camera by Furrion. Benefit of a rear observation camera versus a backup camera is the fact that with a backup camera, you can only see when you're backing up. The Furrion rear observation camera, you can see while you're moving forward and while you're backing up. Major difference. Notice the ladder. That way there you can get up on top of your camper to check the slide out before you bring it in, and or clean or hang out, sunbathe on the roof, whatever works for you. Back here, this is where you're going to have your 50 amp. This is a 50 amp coach, so you'll be able to have up to 2 ACs on the inside. The spare tire mounted right on the bumper. That bumper could be utilized for your sewer hose if you did want to do that. So this is the back, but let's show you what is on the roof itself. So this is what it looks like on your roof. So you've got the vents for your tanks, one for the gray, black, both grays, and your black tank. That is for your covering in the shower, give you the extra additional height room. You've got a fan in your bathroom, a fan in the kitchen area. Of course, your air conditioner. This is actually a vent for your roof area, kind of like a vent that you'd have on your home, that allowing the moisture to escape from in that cavity. Then of course you have your Winegard 360 air antenna there. That's for local channels. Now your second AC would go up in this particular location, and then this thing is already set up for the Jaboni there, as you can see there. If you wanted to put a couple of solar panels up here to extend your boondocking capability. So as you can see, you have room if you wanted to come up here and hang out. You know, people say, you know, Paul, why do I need to get up on the roof? Well, you're checking your sealants, cleaning the roof, checking the top of your slide out there, or if you just want to hang out and take in the scenery for where you are camping, you're able to do so. Now, another thing you're going to like about this storage here and the door itself, other than the magnet going up there, but again, and as I had mentioned, you have all that storage in there. You also have another additional 110 outlet here. There was another additional 110 outlet on the other side, which allows you to do some things. Notice that hose you have right there, that is for helping you for winterizing. Notice how that light went off over there, because it's a sensor type light, and that allows you to leave it in sensor mode, so when you open the door, once it senses motion, it'll come on. No more trying to futz around, find out where the light is. Now lastly, what you're going to like about these doors is its slam latch. So all you're going to do, you just let it go and it latches itself. Now what you're really going to like about this coach is the fact that it has two doors. One coming out of the bedroom, one coming out of your main living area. But more importantly, you have the awning. It's a 21-foot awning that covers both doors. Now you're going to notice for the steps, you have your typical aluminum tread slip. You know, you really can't slip on those because of the way they're made. But I typically, on mine, I have little carpets, so that negates that issue anyway. But then you have the step above for coming out, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit, showing you the advantage. And I'll talk a little bit about the disadvantage to that as well. But this awning under here, make sure, for those of you that have, I would say, an 18-foot awning or larger, be sure that you have what they call, it's a center awning support. And I'll show you how that works. That will actually support the awning in the middle while it's closed, keeping it from bouncing and warping. So something that's very beneficial to you. Showing you the benefit of having the center awning support. Now that support is there, and that awning is not going to be bouncing as it rolls down the road. Now, staying up in that area, you're going to notice you have a LED light strip. Don't get too excited about that, because when the bugs are out, you will not be using them, that's for sure. But then you have, of course, your your outside stereo speakers, so you can enjoy your tunes. And I'll get into that a little bit more when we get inside and talk about the stereo system on the inside. Now, for entertainment purposes, if you wanted to put a TV out here, plenty of room to do so if you want to put some additional holes in the wall that you're going to have to reseal. But you have your cable connection right here, antenna cable connection, as well as your 110 outlet. So that way there you could sit out here and enjoy sports, shows, movies, whatever is on your menu for TV that weekend. Now additionally, in this location is right up underneath here, you're going to notice right here, this is your quick disconnect for your LP, allowing you to have your Blackstone griddle plugged in right back here underneath your awning to keep you out of the weather while you're cooking up some of those fabulous meals. Now, this particular awning, which is, let me show you which one it is. It's the Power Solera. I don't know if you're able to see that or not. It's kind of hard to judge. There we go. If I do that, there it comes in. This is my favorite one, because the fact that all you're doing is you're just going to pull down right here, and that will allow the water to run off this way. If you need to, you can pull the other one up front down. But the beauty of this particular awning is, if I had it sitting this way, so you can see that we have this one bent, the one in the front is not, I can still retract this awning without having to straighten this arm up. That's the beauty of this. You can't do that with those other ones where you got to tighten them up. They got little brake pads hold them in there. So don't do that on the other ones. But this particular one, you are able to do that. Now, I know I busted your bubble about these LED light strip up there against your camper, but don't panic, because what you're able to do, because the fact that you have this LED, your 110 outlet here, you can run an extension cord over to your awning arm here, and then right up in this location right here, you can slide in some holders for some lights, and you can have the lights hanging out on your awning tube itself. So don't fret about that. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons about having the solid steps or the step above this type of a step. They're great from a standpoint that while you're walking in and out, it's not shaking the camper as much as if you had the other type of steps. I personally like the torque lift steps myself. More beneficial in my opinion. But this here, what you've got to do is make sure that whenever you are leveling your trailer, front to back, side to side, and so forth, make sure that you have your door open, because this has adjustable legs on it, and in the event that while you're adjusting it, if the door is closed and this is lifting up because of what you're doing, you're going to be bending something. You must make sure when you open this door that this thing is laying as flat as it can against your door seal on the bottom part of your door sill for the doorway. That way there, as you close the door, your door is going to fit over top of it. You might see that some will scrape on the top of here, telling you that they're not pushed down far enough. Now, the other thing with this is you can see how much room I need in the event I'm pushing it back up. And as I'm pushing it up here, if I did not sweep off the steps, I'm having all that debris going in the camper, water, whatever. So when you're putting these up in here, do not put them up too quickly. You do not want the catches to go past the door frame itself. And when you're bringing them out, just be careful. They're not spring loaded like some of the others. And I had a customer of mine, he actually threw his arm out in doing so, because apparently he wasn't holding it properly. So be careful when you're moving this thing up and down. Something you're going to feel confident about is their 125 warranty, and that is giving you the first year, no excuses, guaranteed that if you have a problem with the tire, they're going to replace it. 2-year roadside assistance, 5-year warranty on the Radial ST tires. And of course, you have a lifetime structural warranty on the wheels itself. And of course, they are nitrogen filled. Now, because they are nitrogen filled, and you'll be able to tell because they have this here, the little green cap, does not mean that you need to put nitrogen in them if they're low. Now, something else that they've added to this camper is this. Up in the off-door side, as you can see that it's set up for the true tire link. That's going to be a tire pressure monitoring system, and some of the higher end grain designs are actually including those. And what that is, that's going to be a little mechanism that goes on the valve stem, and then you're going to be able to monitor your tires as the tire pressure as you're going down the road. So let's get inside the camper, show you what we're looking at here. So as you come in the door, this is what you're going to be looking at when you look forward, and then looking to the rear, this is what you're looking at. Now, I just wanted to show you what it looks like with the slide out in. showing you the amount of room that you have. Now, depending on how big of an individual you are, you might be able to get in through that door and come in through here. I actually fit, I'm 170 pounds, 5'8", and I've got 30-pack abs too. So this is what it looks like going to the back. So you can get into your refrigerator, your cooktop, as well as your sink in the kitchen, and of course your bathroom. Probably the most important thing that you're going to want to get into in the event that you had to pull over. Now, operating systems here have changed a little bit. Notice how that light came on. Isn't that pretty cool? So, Bluetooth capable, and then all you're going to do is push the button in order to make the slide out go out. Now, the great thing with this type of a slide out mechanism, you can actually utilize it while it's in. I would not recommend the flush floor slide systems that that anybody's sitting on them or putting heavy items on them while they're in, only when they're out. And there you go. Now we're back to all that room. So in order to hook up to that, you just sign up for Grand Design Compass Connect. Double click on it. It's recognizing me. Install it, and you sign in, and that way there, once this comes on, you're just going to push this Bluetooth button to get it to blink blue, and then sign in on. This will be able to, you'll be able to check your tank levels, turn your lights on, water pump, water heater, work your awning and your slide control all in one, just right off of your phone. Now, I'm operating this air conditioner while I'm shooting this video, just to give you an idea. This is the Coleman Mach AC. Give you an idea of how quiet it is. Now, they've installed the new system in here so that you're not able to use these quick cool features. But because of that new system, you don't need it. The amount of airflow that is flowing out of these ducts is twice the amount as it used to be. I'm going to install a video or put a video down below. It's not one that I did, but showing you the benefit of what they have done here. So right as you come in the door here, this is going to be, this door you open up here, pantry. Notice how the light came on. Now that could be your pantry. It could also hold additional clothing for you. And also I like how they've made the breakers and fuses. They put them back in here, out of sight, out of mind, but making it easily accessible so you can actually read what is in there. Also, as you come in the door, you're going to notice you got a nice little place to kick your shoes off out of the way. It's going to be up underneath the dinette area. Now, one thing in the Grand Design, you are going to notice that it's missing. And I don't know if you can see it here or not see it here on the floor or anything, is notice how you do not have any heat ducts going down the middle of the floor. That is because what they're doing with the heat ducts, they're putting them in the wall here. You're going to have it in the wall up here. You're going to have it in the wall in the kitchen area. You're also going to have it coming out from underneath your shower area. Benefit there, keeping that warm air down. And by the way, it's also blown into the underbelly where it's needed. So not collecting any of the popcorn kernels, dander, things of that nature. So something I think you'd be very happy about, and the fact that it's blowing the heat across the coach instead of straight up. So let's start with the bathroom. As you can see, I think you have plenty of room, and I like the fact that you have the pocket door. Notice how you have the nice cabinets up above, the storage back behind the toilet area. They already hung the towel holder for you. Now, I know people always ask is, why do they ship your toilet paper holder, and how come it's never installed? That's because I would say 95% of the people never install it. As you can see, you're kind of limited as far as where, I'm going to step up in the shower here. You're kind of limited as far as where you can put it. Now, in this particular one, you actually could put it on the door if you wanted to. But most people will go ahead and maybe put it in one of the little cubbies back there. Some might just maybe put it even underneath in here, keeping it out of sight, out of mind. So just give you some ideas. Nice little storage up underneath your sink. And of course then your medicine cabinet, which I opened a little bit earlier, showing you all the nice storage you have within the bathroom. Now, something that they have in the ceiling here in the bathroom, as well as here in the kitchen area, is the small fans. Now, because they have the small fans, it's already wired up there. If you wanted to upgrade these to a fantastic fan, just understand one thing, the difference between the small fan and a fantastic fan. That is, if you have a fantastic fan, you're going to have to open a window. So you could actually open the window that's next to your cooktop here if you needed to. But with these fans here, you no need to open a window. Now, what's the benefit to you there? The benefit is, if it's 95 degrees out, you're not bringing all that hot air in here. If it's, let's say, 40 degrees out, you're not bringing all that cold air in while you're trying to heat your camper. So that's a benefit of these smaller fans. I would highly recommend you put some max air covers so that way there you can use them in the rain. It helps you if it's windy out, keeps that lid from breaking, hailstorms, and it also allows you to I open the lids while I'm storing my camper to allow the camper to aerate. So those are some benefits to you there. Hope that you find them helpful. Now, as you can see, you have the nice good sized shower. And by the way, this is that specially imported Italian tile from Taiwan they put in here. Do check it out when you're actually looking at these campers. An adequate space. Now, one thing I do not like about this is this door. It is spring-loaded, so make sure you're easy on them when you release it. So when you open it up, like when you have it closed or actually open, now when you go ahead and put it back, hold on to it because it'll slam back there and could actually break. Now, myself, what I would do in this case is I would just put a spring bar with an actual shower curtain on the inside of that, and that would suffice for my use anyway. Taking a look at your kitchen, plenty of kitchen counter space here for your farm style sink. This is that one piece sink, and you can see they have that nice little you can call this a cutting board, you can call this a drainer, whatever you'd like, and you can even roll it up if you wanted to, so you're only using half of it if you wanted to. Use that as a drying section. Notice how the outlet's down on the countertop. It's not up underneath the cabinet. And then look at your drawers. You're going to have 6 drawers, and they're good sized drawers for as you can see, for a kitchen. Now, the one thing you're not going to have any storage underneath your kitchen sink. And if you recall, when we were on the outside, this is where your water heater is, as well as the furnace. And remember the diagram I showed you as far as for the water heater bypass, that's going to be back in right behind here. Sorry, I can't get my camera in through there, but that makes it very simple for you. And by the way, that area, because your heat ducts are coming through there as well, that's going to keep that nice and warm and toasty when you're camping in colder weather. Notice that there's MCD roller shades on every window that you have. So you'd have 2 windows by your sink. You've got a window by your your cooktop here. And look at all that counter space that you have, and you got that nice backsplash back there. 3-burner cooktop. You've got the oven. And then, of course, you've got the nice height. Notice how this is actually sitting out away from here. So that's giving you all that extra room to be able to cook if you had a taller pan, or if you needed to look in the pan, makes it so much easier. And of course you have cabinets above on either side of the microwave, additional drawer space, as you can see, around your cooktop. And just to kind of give you an idea as far as how much drawer space you have in this camper. Now, so on this end of your countertop, you do have an outlet. Now, with the cooking and everything going on here, what they have done, and this being a slide out, they went ahead and did give you an outlet, but it's back in the back area there, but at least you can still put a coffee pot back there if you wanted to, or you can put it on this side. Plenty of opportunity for you to be using whatever you'd like, and you're going to notice also one more outlet over here. So you have adequate outlets for what you're going to need to do in the kitchen. What do you think of the kitchen area here? Are you liking it? Or you think it's too small, too big? What are your thoughts? You have your nice Dinette refrigerator freezer here. Gives you adequate room to bring things. And I tell you, you know, it doesn't matter whether I have a 6 cubic foot refrigerator, an 8 cubic foot, a 10, 12. It doesn't matter. I still have 2 or 3 coolers with me when I am camping. And by the way, this refrigerator is a Dometic, and it's both electric and propane, so it does one or the other, helping you, you know, so when you're traveling, you can still keep your stuff cold. Next to your refrigerator, you're going to notice you have your theater seating. Now, the nice thing with this theater seating is the fact that, of course, you have all these. These can be, you have heat, you have the lighting, you've got what I call, they call it a massage. It's more like a vibration. And of course, you can see the blue lights. They come on in the cup holder, as you can see, but they also makes it nice at night so you can see the floor there. But the other beauty of it is the fact that you are directly across from the TV. And of course the U-shaped dinette, which I'll get into momentarily. Now you saw the central lights that were down below in the pass-through storage. They also have one right here. As you come in the door, a benefit there, you don't have to leave the lights on while you're out camping at night, because as you come in, it's going to come on, and then you're going to have adequate light to go ahead and turn on lighting and so forth. Now, I had mentioned earlier about the U-shaped dinette. The beauty of this thing is, in fact, of course, that gives you another bed, but this is a larger bed than what will be in the 22 MLE, the Imagine XLS. Let me talk to you about how this is beneficial to you. Now, the beauty of having a dinette booth like here, it's a U-shaped dinette, chances are you're not going to have somebody sitting back in the back area there. But the nice thing is it's a flat level floor. It's not in the slide out where you can't push the table out further. But to make it easier for you, I love what they do with this. Let me just pull this table out for a moment. So the part that they put back in the back, this can be used a couple different ways. Let me just show you what you're able to do. So, let's say you had 3, 4, maybe 5 people here. You could put 2 on either side, and then because of this piece here being movable, you can actually sit somebody on the outside. That way there you're not having to interrupt people on one side of the dinette or the other when somebody needs to get up. But what's even more beneficial to this, while you're sitting here, this could be a footrest, although it is recliners, but it could also be a coffee table if you wanted to be. You know, set a plate, you know, chips, dip, whatever, it could be that. But on top of that, you have storage inside of it. So multiple uses for this, and I like the fact that it is movable, because the benefit there to you is you don't have to pull the table out every time you want to get back there to get something out from under it. You can just leave it out here if you wanted to, because now I can just go ahead and push it in like this. Plenty of room to walk in and around this area. So what do you think of that? So when you make this the bed, by the way, this is very simple as far as from the table standpoint. Be sure they show you that. All you're doing is you're just going to unlatch this piece right here. Just unlatch that, and what will happen is you step on the feet, and you're just going to pull this table forward, and it just falls right on down. Very easy. When you put it back up, then this thing will lock back right in place for you. So really simple as far as from that standpoint, but that makes a bed that's 74 inches in length, 43 inches wide. And then of course you do have an outlet there for charging and so forth. Now, for those of you that use Roku TV at home, I think you're going to like the fact that that is what they're having inside of this camper, along with your Jensen AM/FM CD stereo with a DVD player. It's also Bluetooth capable, inside and outside stereo speakers. I have a video I'll put down below showing you how to somewhat operate that stereo, DVD player, Bluetooth, for those of you that may not know how they're operating. So as you're moving to the back here, notice how wide your doorway is for the bedroom. That is 34 inches wide. That's a wide door. So the nice thing is with the bathroom door, with this bedroom door, while it's open, it's not in the way. Now this is an actual true residential bed, and look at the storage you have going around you. Lots of good storage. You could have 10 outlets on either side, as you can see here. There's one on this side, the one on the other. Of course, the drawers, and then of course the area to hang things on the sides. And then of course you have the cabinets up above. And notice how you don't have to use your head holding those up, and they're not swinging out, they're swinging up. So many are just backwards, in my opinion. The little lights you have back to back, I have them blue right now, as you can see. And then if you wanted to go bright for a reading light, you just push and hold it. Some of them you just push once, it's blue, push the second time, it's bright. Sometimes, I don't know, the wire difference, so that's blue, and then you push and hold it, and it's a reading light. So that is how those operate. And then on either side of your bed, you got a nice little cubby here with a 110 and USB. So that's going to be on either side of the bed, where they used to just have those down below here. So I like that little change. What are you thinking about this bedroom? The fact that nice thing is you have that door right here as well, and you could put the second AC in as well as a TV if you wanted to. Just stepping over to the other side. So by the way, that window is an escape type window as well. And of course you can see your pocket door. I like the style door that they're putting in here. So this is your 2610 ML Imagine. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new 2021. This is the Imagine 2610 ML by Grand Design. What are you thinking? You liking the floor plan? Give me a thumbs up if you're liking the video itself. If this is the first time joining me, by all means consider subscribing. For those of you returning, I do appreciate your support in watching my videos, and look forward to seeing you on one of my Tuesday night lives, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.